Okay, so we finished our 3 apples unit test, and that's all good. All unit tests are passing. In the meantime, I have gone ahead and split up our single file, the shopping carts tests, which had the unit tests in it as well as the implementation code, like shopping cart item, product, these exception classes, missing product, invalid quantity, and I've split them up into their own files. Really wasn't a big deal. It wasn't something that really had to be part of any particular video, but you can sort of see over here in the Solution Explorer that I've created an exceptions folder, and I've put invalid quantity and missing product in here, and because they're the exceptions, just so it's crystal clear that they are exceptions, and the entities like product, shopping cart, and shopping cart item are classes in their own right that belong to a file each. No problem. And the tests, shopping cart tests, I've kept that the same. So we've got all the tests in here, and also a couple of verification or assertion helpers. And of course, yeah, whatever was in here for exception classes or other implementation classes have been extracted. All right, so we've got our 3 apples tests, and I think it's now time, because we had to be very specific with regards to our implementation code, to make things pass. Like our total, for example, if we've got an item, we're hard coding. And obviously this cannot fly at the end of the day. We're hard coding $1.05, which is correct if we've got 3 apples, and those 3 apples come in at 35 at a unit price of 35 cents each. When we don't have any items, the total for the shopping cart is 0. We're creating a specific shopping cart item which contains product apple at 35 cents per apple, and we have got 3 of those. I mean, that this wouldn't work either. Our shopping cart isn't just meant to work with 3 apples, it's meant to work with any kind of product. And which means we now need to write another unit test that will help us to make the production code more generic. And as we know from before, as the tests get more specific, our production code will become more generic. So let's write another unit test that will force us to make this production code more generic. So I'm moving back to the shopping carts test file, and I am going to copy our given 3 apples unit test code, and I'm just going to say now we have 5 bananas. Given 5 bananas, when call and then have 5 bananas in cart. Brilliant. Okay, as I said before, it's fine to cut and paste, but then you really got to make sure that we don't leave any cut and paste errors in our code. Ideally, we would avoid this. So let's go through this code, this test code, line by line. We want to fine tune it for 5 bananas. So we create a shopping cart, that is fine. Cart.add new product apple. Obviously, this will need to be banana. And bananas, say bananas are 75 cents each. And now we have 5 of them. Verify cart.add, and here we verify we've got 1 item, and we have got 105M. Oh, that's the total. You know what? I'm going to remove this for now because I don't want to test 2 things. I don't want to test the total and that we've got an apple in the shopping cart. So let's just verify the cart item itself. So the first cart items, we could have made this cart.items bracket 0 close bracket to indicate this is the first item, or we can use link, which is what we're doing here with the first method. So items.first. It's another way of saying we want the first item, and we will know we will have 1. Of course, now this will be banana, and we won't just have 3, we'll have 5. Okay, let's double check this. Given 5 bananas, we can call and then have 5 bananas in cart. Fantastic. Shopping cart, adding bananas, 75 cents each, 5 of them, and we're going to find ourselves with 5 bananas in the cart. Brilliant. All right, let's run this unit test and see what happens. Down here, Test Explorer, run it, and let's run all tests. Okay, this is good. It says expected product name to be banana but found apple. All right, let's fix this. So we need to go into the shopping cart. Alright, so we've got a problem here. We're not going to worry about the total just yet. We're just going to work with one problem at a time. So when we are setting up effectively a hard-coded shopping cart item that has product apple in it. And now we want it sometimes to be apple, sometimes banana. And in fact, we want it to be, if we want to add donuts or Lamborghinis or Porsches or whatever, then we would want to find that product in our shopping cart item. So we now need to genericize this particular call. How do we do this? I think the way we would want to do this is we now grab the product that is the parameter on add, the first parameter here, and we're going to replace that. So I'm just going to leave the 3 for the quantity and run all the tests now and see what happens. We should be getting a different error message. Now there we go, I've run all the tests and the error message for the 5 bananas test is different. It now says expected quantity to be 5 but found 3. Alright, how do we fix that? In the same way, we grab the parameter quantity that's coming in and paste it into the constructor call here on new shopping cart item. Alright, let's run all the unit tests. Excellent, all the tests are passing. So far so good. Coming back to our tests, the 5 bananas tests, where we're verifying on the cart item that the first item in the cart is banana, or has got name banana, and we've got 5 of them. That works. Okay, what about verifying some of the cart properties? I'm just going up to the previous test and copy the verify cart call into the 5 bananas test. Yes, we're passing in the cart to verify we've got 1 item, that was the second parameter, and the total of the cart was the 3rd parameter. Now for 3 apples at 35 cents a piece, that was $1.05. However, for 5 bananas at 75 cents each, we get a different total. 5 times 75 is $3.75, if I'm correct. So verify cart, 1 item, $3.75. Let me run all the tests and see what happens. Okay, our test is red again. 5 bananas is red, and it says expected cart the total to be $3.75 but found $1.05. Okay, that makes sense. Going back to our shopping cart, we had set the total when we've got some items in the cart. At the moment we're just working with a single item, however that is some items, or any item, to be $1.05 hard-coded. If there are no items, then it's $0. Okay, this is fine. And this is fine for 3 apples. However, when we're working with 5 bananas at 75 cents, we will need a different amount. So we are now in a situation where we need to make the calculation of total more dynamic. We need to make it more generic. As the tests get more specific, the code becomes more generic. And this is the situation that we've got here. Well, if I'm not mistaken, if we've only got a single item in our cart, then the calculation would be something along the lines of taking the particular item, so items, and I'll make it 0 dot quantity, yeah, that would be good, multiplied by item 0, so the first item dot product dot unit price. Yeah, that will work out. So the quantity multiplied by the unit price. At the moment it's only on the product of the item. Oh, well, not even that. At the moment product does not have a definition for unit price. Well, let's go and fix that. Let's go to the product definition. Here we go. Here's the product class. We've got unit price on the constructor. We're not doing anything with that. Okay, fair enough. Let's fix that. So public decimal unit price. Yep, get set. Okay, it seems to do a setter every time. We don't want the setter. Alright, so here we go. Oh yeah, unit price is equal to unit price. So we're setting the unit price inside the constructor, and therefore we are saving it, giving it state inside this product. Brilliant, so that we can then use it for these calculations inside our shopping cart. I think this should work both for apples and for bananas. So 3 apples and 5 bananas at their given prices of 35 cents and 75 cents respectively. We should get the correct calculation. Let me run all the tests, please. Okay, here goes. This is very nice. All the tests are passing. We've got the right calculation now going on when we've got a single item inside our shopping cart. Obviously, at some point we will need to extend that to multiple items, but maybe first we would want to convert what we've currently got with the 3 apples, 5 bananas. We would want to convert that into a theory. Okay, so there's some refactoring coming up, as well as we want to see whether it'll work for a different quantity and an entirely different product now as well. So just like a third test thrown in, just to test that our generic algorithm is actually correct. It's nice to sort of throw in an additional check. Cool, we'll do our next video. See you soon.